Hello everyone, time once again for another story. This one is 101 Dalmatians, the puppy's messy Christmas. Speaking of puppies, one winter evening, Pongo and Perdita were watching TV with their puppies when a rustling noise in the hallway caught their attention. The puppies jumped off their chair and ran to the door. They all watched silently as Roger and Nanny hauled a huge tree into the parlor. When a fresh green and made the room smell like pine forest. "What's going on?" Raleigh asked, turning and looking at his mother. "Don't worry, dear," said Perdita. "It's Christmas Eve. This is just the beginning." "Christmas?" Lucky asked. "It does look like a mess." He wagged his tail. The parlor floor was covered in pine needles, boxes of ornament, tinsels, garland, and strings of small lights. Anita was waiting in the parlor to help Roger and Nanny. Puppies looked on in awe as their human pets began acting very strangely. Roger hung shiny colored globes on branches. Anita was winding the garland around the tree. Not now. When the tree was finished, the room tidy. Roger flipped the switch, and the lights and shiny ornaments cast a magical glow about the room. The puppies looked wide-eyed at the tree. That night, when Pongo and Perdita tucked the puppies into their baskets, they told them about Christmas. It's time when people show their families and friends Go here, why don't you go the other way?
What other way?
That way. Time when families and friends how much they care about them. Pongo was explaining how humans sent cards, baked cookies and fruitcakes, and sang favorite carols. It may sound strange, but you'll grow to love the holiday season, Perdita said. She knows the patch who let out a yawn, especially the beef bone left over from dinner. Pongo added, "Bones," asked, perking up. His father smiled. "And that's not all," Perdita continued. On Christmas Eve, after everyone's in bed, people sneak presents under the tree. "Presents?" all the puppies said at once. What kind of presents?" Patch asked. "And you wish for them?" "I wish for a new bed," Lucky said as he climbed onto the basket and shared with his brothers and sisters. "Why do people put presents under the tree?" Pepper asked. "Oh, come on." "Christmas is about giving," Pongo told the puppies. "People give presents to their friends and family to show how much they love them." "Wonder if we will get any presents," said Raleigh. "Maybe," Perdita said. "Anita gave me a new collar last year." I got a red ball, said Pongo. Hope someone loves us, said Penny. You are all loved, whether or not there's a present under the tree, Perdita said. Now time for bed. Tomorrow is a big day. Christmas morning, the puppies woke at dawn. They crept into the parlor. Sure enough, there were piles of brightly wrapped packages under the tree. We are loved, Freckles cried. The puppies dove into the pile of presents. They tossed the packages around and ripped and tore at the colored packages. Christmas is fun, Raleigh exclaimed as he shook some wrapping paper out of his mouth. Lucky pulled open a box. Perfume, he said, and he wrinkled his nose. Penny dragged the spotted necktie out of the tissue paper. What do I need with more spots? Frankie held up a lace handkerchief. What is this for? He asked. Just then, they heard Roger and Nita's voice in the hallway. Puppies looked at each other in alarm. Let's get out of here, Raleigh said. The puppies scampered around the room, hiding behind the sofa, under the chair, and in the folds of the curtains. Puppies trembled when they heard Roger's footsteps. They stopped in the doorway. What on earth? He said. Nita walked up beside him. Oh dear, she cried. Perdita and Pongo, Roger called out, where are you? The puppies heard the click of their parents' claws on the wooden floor, and they scurried towards the parlor. When they came into the room, Pongo said, woof, and Perdita repeated, woof. Puppies looked at each other, uncertain. We're in for it now, Lucky whispered. Then they heard something very strange. Nita started laughing. Roger said with a chuckle, looks like we had some help opening our gifts. Wasn't that kind of the puppies, Nanny said, as she walked into the room and saw the mess of paper and ribbon. Wonder where they've gone off to, Roger said, a twinkle in his eyes. Here, pups. There are all still so many boxes to unwrap, Anita said, shaking her head. I do wish they'd come and help. The puppies slowly crept out from their hiding places and gathered around the tree. Roger pointed to the packages. Go for it, boys and girls. Yep, yep. The puppies attacked the presents, tearing into the rightly wrapped and tangled ribbons. When the puppies grew tired of rolling around in the wrapping paper, Nita brought out a large basket. Sorry we didn't have time to wrap these, she said. But then she smiled. Maybe you've done enough work for today. She handed puppies a squeak toy. From the bottom of the basket, she pulled out 2 Christmas sweaters for Pongo and Perdita. Down. Nita knitted them herself, and Roger said with pride that every evening after Christmas dinner was over, the puppies were still full of energy. They were ready to go to bed. We like Christmas, said Pepper. We like our toys, said Rolf. We like wrapping paper, said Patch. But remember what we told you about Christmas, Perdita asked. She nudged the children towards the basket. It's time for giving. It's also about forgiving, Pongo said gently. You were lucky that Roger and Nito weren't upset about the unwrapped presents. Puppy's heads dropped a little. We're lucky we have two wonderful humans, Perdita said softly. That's the best present of all. The puppies raised their eyes to their mother, hopeful. All right. We are loved, Penny said. She smiled. You are all, each and every one of you loved, Perdita assured their children. And that's what Christmas is really all about, Pongo. And the puppies drifted off to sleep. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. We've only got a couple of more stories to do before Christmas Eve. So until we see each other again, bye-bye for now.